Hey guys, in a bit of a rush here, but I wanted to fire this out real quick. I think we've reached the end of our conversation here, session one, and we're at a conclusion here. So if this is your first time tuning in, not a big deal. I'm gonna go ahead and summarize everything we had talked about in the videos prior, and if you feel the need to go back, look at those, they're definitely gonna be a little more in depth. But let's go ahead and get right into it. So, episode 1, we were talking about knowing your enemy. That was in 1 Peter 5, 6 through 10. And we're just talking about the importance of acknowledging the fact that there is a battle going on, there is a war being fought, and there is a difference between good and evil. And you know, if you're one of those people that just thinks everything's sweet and everything's good, I'm happy for you, because I'm going to assume you probably haven't seen a lot of evil in this world. But the conversation's kind of dead. Like there's at that point, it's just what's the point of doing anything? So that's why it's so important we've got to know there is an enemy. There is a good side and there is a bad side, and it goes into our second point, video 2. We were in Matthew 5:8, and just we got to find that bingo moment where we align our heart with God's heart. And these are all things that we want to apply moving forward, and that I'm really, they're big points for me. And that really would be the next step. When you see that, hey, there is good, and just wanting to be a part of it, wanting to be just choosing a side, basically. Which would bring us to our third video, which was in Philippians 4, 10 through 13. And in aligning our heart with God's, we have to trust the journey. We really do have to trust the process. Trust when things are tough, when they're hard, when we have plenty and we don't have enough. It seems like we really need to trust God's intentions are good, and that He is sovereign, that He is all powerful, and that He is going to get us through it. In video 4, we talked about Matthew 25, 14 through 30, and that was the parable of the talents. And we just kind of went over the importance of pressing on when we do have that direction, when we do choose to go towards God. We need to continue to move forward and not stop, really. Just when we have that direction in mind, we see where God's at, we need to press on in that direction. In video 5, we talked about John chapter 2, verses 1 through 10. Just the importance of having hope for our future. And that really is our driving force, and what pushes us on is we have to always keep in mind the fact that God has got a big plan for the end here, and it's bigger than anything we can imagine. And there's always that hope dangling at the end that we really can't let go of, man. Like it's so important to have hope in this world. God provides it freely. His promises are good. We can trust Him, and it's something that we can't lose sight of. So hold on to hope. In video 6, we talked about the huge importance of walking in truth, which, you know, I feel like it's one of the biggest ones, man. It's so important to check yourself with truth, and it's something I have to work really hard at, and I keep coming back to it because it's really so hard, and it's so tempting to want to be what I think is better than the truth. You know what I mean? And if we do that, we're really compromising the whole mission. We're compromising everything we stand for, and it is of utter importance to make sure that everything we do is real, and that we are real, and that our hearts are real, and we're not fake. Like, in honestly, it takes work. It takes a lot of work to be fake too. It's at least for me, it's hard to always try to be honest and present things for what they are. It's something I'm working on and trying to push towards. And then episode 7, we had talked about Genesis 1:31 through Genesis 2:3, and just the importance of Sabbath and really enjoying the process, enjoying God's creation. That is a big part. It's something that I struggle with big time, and these are all things that I really don't want to lose sight of moving forward. They're things that I want to work on, and this is the direction I'm heading in, which brings us to our last and final point, which I think ties everything together, is really going after Jesus. You know what I mean? And that really does fill in all the blanks and everything that's missing out of what I might have said or not said. There's a reason why God set Jesus at his right hand. There's a reason why Jesus was just crowned with all authority and sovereignty, and it's because he had it figured out. Like he really did it. He really did all these things. He really had his heart lined up with God's, and he walked in truth. He knew the battle. He trusted the journey. He didn't give up. He pressed on. He had hope. And he enjoyed life, man. And I think sometimes it seems hard to do what we know is right. But I think Jesus has this beautiful way of just simplifying it. And it is doable. It's achievable. I think my life changed so much when I just decided one day, hey, I'm going to open up that Bible and just do what these red letters say. And if some of you haven't done yet, try it, start. It will turn things upside down and change your circumstances up. Jesus makes it accessible for us. And at the end of the day, he is the direction we're heading in. Think what you want about him, about who he is. But Jesus is changed my life big time, and I know he can change yours. And that's really the direction I want to head in moving forward. Even continuing these videos, if we do so, I don't know how we're gonna do it, but I really want to invite you, if you're listening, hey, jump on board with me. This is what I'm about. This is where I'm heading. And if this is something you want to be a part of, these are things that you want to go after as well, please, by all means, this is, I'm not going to be able to do it on my own, and check me on these things, you know what I'm saying? I welcome comments and suggestions. This doesn't just have to be a conversation with me and myself here. I'd like to try to go back to the truth and tried to think that I have an open mind, but just a word of disclaimer, there's gonna be things that we disagree on. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen along the journey. So I'm hoping that we can bear with each other on those. We can harp in and focus on the things that matter, and not get lost on the things that don't. So going into our scripture real quick, it's in Hebrews 12. We're going to go to verse 1 through 2. Therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us also lay aside every weight and sin which clings so closely, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us, looking to Jesus, the founder and perfecter of our faith, who for the joys that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is seated at the right hand of the throne of God. And obviously, I still have a lot of sin that I'm working on. I'm just kind of even last night, man. I'm just realizing I've got hatred in my heart, towards towards certain people that are, you know, and is it justified or not? I mean, I'm kind of wrestling with that. Okay, I'm not. Some things are better left unsaid, so I'm not going to get into all the details. But I'm not trying to turn this into gossip. But you know, when somebody hurts my loved ones, like, it really does bring out the darker side of me. And if that's something that you're dealing with, I mean, I don't have the answer on how to handle it. If it's any condolence, like, I'm in it with you. I'm trying to figure it out myself. But I really feel like I need to look to Jesus in those moments and find the better way sometimes. I can't operate in hatred. You feel me? It's one thing to operate in love and be defensive of the people you love and protect them. But if that goes too far and it becomes a hatred for another person, that's when I think it's kind of out of line, and it's going beyond what Jesus taught and where Jesus wants us to be. So I'm working on it. Like, and it might be something I kind of touch on in the future with you guys, going a little more detail when the time is right, if the time is right. Again, I don't want to put anybody to shame on here or talk bad about anybody on the internet here, but yeah, I'm struggling with it. I'm definitely dealing with that right now, and it's hard. It really is, but working that out. So yeah, again, just want to invite everybody to these videos. Really just sometimes I'm just word vomiting, getting all the thoughts and hearts out there, and I'm open to criticism. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there are things that I believe are true that are not, and I'm sure that in many ways I need guidance still and need to be taught, and I hope that I can be teachable. This isn't just about me preaching or being a teacher. Like, I'm hoping we can be on this journey together and learn, walk through this together and learn what we need to learn. But that's it. That's where we're at. This will be our capstone on session 1. This is our mission statement. So we are heading towards Jesus. At the end of the day, that's our goal. So hope to see you guys there. And until then, talk to you soon.